Yeah, today, this is for, I know I do a lot of joking and playing. Well, not, because I really hate to see people down, being in it, that the condition that the world is in and the mind state that we all have from day to day, because it seems as if everyone changes daily. I know a lot of y'all probably feel the same way I do. It seems like, people attitude, mind frame changes on a daily, so you really don't know who you're dealing with. So it really makes it hard to deal with people. Me, myself, I stay in the house a lot and probably talk to the same people throughout the week, no extra, because I notice patterns with people. And it's understandable that people have problems and situations in their life, but it's also a way that you should manage it and be man enough, woman enough to take care of your problems and, not take it out on other people. But I came today for the fact that I've been home for 6 years. And if you're on my Facebook, which I know most of you are, then you will see, I put a picture out with my mom's on it. For those that know me and know her, probably don't even have to explain. But it's just basically of how a mother should love their child, through right or wrong, holding on, praying, as everyone is taught to do. Not that we all do. But I came and I'm talking about my mom today for the fact that I'm bringing up 2 things that I've learned being in the streets, going to prison, coming back to the streets, going back to prison, being around guys in the streets. 2 things that I've learned. No one really talks to God, and no one talks to their parents in a beneficial way, in a positive way while you're in the streets. And I'm a victim of the same thing, to the point that, but when you get behind the wall, you want God and your family back in your life, because you're praying to get out. You're praying that they stay alive. You're praying that you stay alive. You're probably praying that you can win your case, you could get back. But none of those things seem to, matter to us when we're in the streets, to a sense, because I recall plenty of times, and it's crazy, that I could have walked away 100 times. But when you're in the streets, all you want is more. More, whatever's going on, you want more. So I say that to say it was plenty of times, and I'm talking 20 years ago. I probably came home and had 40, 50,000. Came to my mom, put the money up. She say, I never forget. She was like, Louis, I know what you're doing. You know you grown. I want you to know you need to get out the streets. You should come home, get you a job, get you, what I'm saying, you already got cars, or do whatever you want to do. You can stay here till you get situated. But because I don't know too many people, this is exactly what she was telling me. She was like, I don't know too many people that can put $40,000, $50,000 in the bank and just start working. Because, most people, as we can see, as we go through now, people working check to check, temporary jobs, you know what I'm saying? So it made sense, but at the time, it didn't make sense to me. So I told her, I said, Mom, I'm going to get me about 50 more thousand, and then I'm going to come home. And this was, I'm walking out the door. This is as I'm walking out the door to go back up the road. And she looked me in the eyes. She said, Lewis, you ain't gonna come back if you get 50 more thousand. She said, cause the devil gonna tell you can get 50 more and you gonna try to get it. And what's crazy is it's kind of hard, and I know it's a lot of people, a lot of guys in the street that I know personally that have people in their family or their family is close to that are, quote unquote, close to God. So I have learned that while being in the streets, and having people praying for you, it's kind of gonna go against what you're trying to do because they're trying to get you to get out the streets. But if you continue to gain wealth, have success in what you're doing, that's gonna keep you from going back. So I say that to say this. I had my mom, like I said, I had put the money up. She told me what she said as I was walking out the door. So now I go back up the road. So now it's probably like on a Tuesday or Wednesday. I had found me it was like a 745 or something I had found. So I called my dad and I was like, Dad, whoop the woo, I want you to come up here and get this car for me. He was like, well, you send the car. I used to sell cars, so I know if it's gonna be a good deal or not. And I come up there and get the car for you. This was on Tuesday, Wednesday. So now I can tell you how everyone says how God works. That Thursday, I got knocked. They hit my room. And what was crazy, I already had the other 50. But you know how I'm doing. I'm trying to tell my mama what she want to hear so I can get on back up the road. So when I get hit, I think I had like 40,000 in the room and some work. This is when me and my brother had got bad for it, was in the room together. But I took mine, it was mine, a lot of people. And it's crazy, I don't know, I'm just feel like talking today, so I'm just doing that. A lot of people figured that it was another way, but everything was mine, told him it was mine, free my brother. And I looked him in the eyes and told him, don't worry about me, look out for my kids while I'm gone. And he did that. So I thank him for that too. But anyway, what's crazy is when I get hit, I don't never see the street no more till I got back out, till I got out. So during the time when I get to, they telling me I'm gonna get 20 years, getting all this. So now I wanna, now like I told you, nobody want, you don't want to talk to people. And ain't nobody going to church like that in the streets. But now when they telling me they gonna give me them 20 years, I'm going to every service, every prayer meeting. I'm praying before every meal, after every meal, trying, to get home. And what's crazy, my case, I should have beat my case from the beginning. But it just goes to show that, they say he might not come when you want him, but it'll be on time. Because I guess he knew that if he let me out right then, he know what I was gonna get right back to it. It ain't even no reason to lie. That's what it would have been. So as I'm going, they had me in Virginia now. So I'm in Virginia. This is a true story. So I'm in Virginia. they had a prayer meeting and stuff after, we're in the dorm. So now, after we had this night, I'm talking to this guy. So now I'm talking, and it's crazy. I tell y'all, it's crazy. And this one thing I know. No matter where you go in the world, somebody knows somebody from Longburg. I don't care what you say. Where you go, Alaska, California, Jersey, New York, somebody knows somebody from Longburg. So I'm talking to this guy, older guy. He was like kind of like the one that led the services and stuff. I'm talking to him, so I'm telling him about Longburg. So it's just he was like, "Yo, I used to stay in Longburg. I know." Who was he talking about? He was like, "I used to go, Reverend Manning." I said, "Yeah, Reverend Manning." I was naming his sons. Yeah, I used to sing. I tell them I used to sing. They used to sing, so I know them. And then I was telling them, I said, "Well, before I left, I was renting a double wide from not a double wide. I was renting it was a single wide. I was renting a single wide from Reverend Manning." So he was like, "Man, I done been in that trailer. I know that trailer. I put the trailer together. When you walk in the door, you got the glass mirrors in the back in the living room. You go to the left, it's the main room and the second room." I was like, "Well, he sure ain't lying, because he described my whole trailer. He described it. Let me know. He helped Reverend Manning, fix the trailer up." So, we talking. I'm telling him, well, not telling him about my case, but I'm telling him what I'm looking at, how much time it get, because you can't talk to nobody about your case, because they'll go home off of you. You start talking about your case. So I was like, "Yeah, I'm looking at 20 years, such and such, woo to woo." He was like, "Man, listen. He said, I'm going to pray for you." He prayed for me. After he got through praying, he said, "Listen, man, I'm telling you, you're not going to do no 20 years. God ain't going to let you do no 20 years. But if you get out there playing, I promise you to God," the man told me this. He said, "But if you get out there playing and try to get back and doing them things that you was doing, you're going to get a life sentence." So I left him. And I probably was, I left Virginia. I went to Jersey. Then they sent me to Texas. So I probably was in Texas for about 2-3 years. Everybody love to go to the rec yard. Either they going to the law library trying to get out, trying to find a way to get out. So, oh yeah, mind you, let me take you back. Mind you, I was getting a public defender. The public defender told me I was gonna get 20 years. So I fired him, paid a lawyer, numerous bands, and still got the 20 years that the public defender told me I was gonna get, right? So I tell you that to tell you this. Don't waste your money getting no lawyer if you go to the feds. God forbid any of y'all go. But if you go, don't waste your money getting no lawyer, because it's going to be guidelines. It's going to go by your record. So don't let nobody fool you and tell you. I wasted my money. I'm tell you that right now. Wish like hell I had it now. I'd really be doing all right. But anyway, I was on my way to the rec yard one day. And something just clicked in my head and said, "Lou, you ain't gonna find no way to get home on no rec yard. All you gonna do out there doing push-ups, you gonna get big, but you gonna be back here big." And I said, "I'd rather be small out here than big back there." So I just went to the law library one day and just started typing, looking up cases. And I found a case. It was a guy from North Carolina in Charlotte. Simmons case, to where, they was using your prior that they couldn't use to enhance you. So if you didn't do over a year and a day, they couldn't use it. But mind you, when I got picked up, they filed an enhancement on me. I was looking at 10 to life. They filed an enhancement, took it from 10 to life to 20 to life. So now I'm looking at the 20 because they used a prior charge that I had caught. So now I'm going back in my case, and I'm seeing that the charge I had was they used an 8 to 10 months case, so they couldn't use it. So I'm looking it up, and I'm steady going through cases. I'm seeing guys coming back. They had got 20 years. They coming back. They end up getting 8. So now in the feds, you got most guys that do a lot of law work and stuff that really be in that law library really don't have people that's out there looking out for them. So you can get a guy in the feds will work on your case. And I ain't telling you what somebody told me, just what I know. Guys will work on your case and get you home probably for about $300 for what a lawyer on the street would charge you $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. So look, y'all already know I got a little bit of sense. So I'm saying I'm putting it together myself, but I ain't really got time to be doing all that typing. So I got to do a piece how I wanted it, where I want my name, this right there, just take that out, put that right there, do this. The man got me back in court. Man charged me $7 to type my motion up and send it off for me. So I sent the motion off and got back in court. So they had to re-sentence me. The prosecutor, he's still bringing up what I was doing in the streets and how much whatever was going on, and he still was trying to get me. They had gave me 20. He was trying to get the judge to just give me like 16, 17 years, something like that. So they let the prosecutor talk. So now they let my lawyer talk. So before the lawyer was getting rid of, I grabbed my lawyer, grabbed her arm and told her, I don't need you to speak for me. I'm gonna speak for myself. Let them know. So I was like, I've been doing this, taking classes, and no, I ain't no write-ups, because what I'm saying, I'm me. You ain't gonna have no issues in prison if you keep your own money and stay out of people's business. You won't never have no issues in prison. So those are the two main things I did, and kept everybody laughing. You know what I'm saying? So I tell him, I would expect to get the 10 years that I was supposed to get. Your Honor, such whoop de whoop. Man, I'm about to sit back. I'm about to sit down. I look back, Flowell walking up. She walking up there. Now she talking. She tell the man, my son ain't bad. He ain't killed nobody. He ain't never made no drugs. It was already here before he got here. So she got her stuff off, sat back down. So the judge was like, he was like, Mr. Bullock, well, I can't give you no 10 years today, but I will give you 135 months. So for y'all don't know, 10 years is 120. So he gave me like 11 years and some months off the 20. I had already been gone about, like I said, altogether probably about 5-6 years. So I already knew, and then I knew when I got back to the prison, I was gonna get in the drug program. That's gonna take take some time off. So I really want, when he gave me 135 months, it was just like he gave me 10 years. So I won't tripping. Now, another thing where I tell you where you can see where I'm piecing, where I said from the beginning, you ain't dealing with your family and you ain't dealing with God, but you see how all that is full circle with me. Mind you, now let me tell you how crazy it is. When I tell you they filed the enhancement on me for a charge that was like 8 to 10 months, did you know that I had a whole nother charge that if they would have used it, they would have had me all the way to the right. But they was rushing so fast to file. So I guess you could say that's how God worked, because it came out and I came out on top. But I say that to say this. Always keep your mother close, no matter what you're doing. And even if you're in the streets, y'all guys still need to pray, man. Because it's wicked out here. And nobody cares. And it's so wicked to where I don't understand. Y'all can help me understand. Inbox me, my nephews. Y'all can call me. But this what I don't understand. How they don't pay enough for how stressful the job is that we have out there. You got to watch out for too many people. So you got to pray for some kind of strength, some kind of guidance. You know what I'm saying? Talk to your family. Love on your mom and daddy. Your family, close family. Even anybody, y'all, that's in the streets, man, because it's rough. I can't tell nobody, do not do that. But I can tell you, if you all right, get out of it. Find something else to do, man. Because it's too late in the game. People, I tell my nephew that, I said, boy, I couldn't even being out here, and then it's easy, then it's easy to be forgotten, because I can see now that I've been home 6 years and they just flew. So I don't hold no gripes against nobody that didn't come through. You know what I'm saying? Even though I felt as if I was a good person out there and I did a lot for people, but nobody don't owe you nothing. And I understand that you got to keep your head up the same way you was out here, but, everybody ain't doing that, man. So I'm just telling y'all guys, man, be careful. You know what I'm saying? Don't blow that. Don't blow all the, spend some, you know what I'm saying? You can look good. But don't help nobody else look good if they ain't helping you look good. You feel what I'm saying? You can't. There's a lot of times we put a lot out for people. They would never do it for you. It ain't no question. You already know in your mind, for a fact that they wouldn't, and we still do it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes them people you gotta fall back from. You need to support the same way you support people. You know what I'm saying? Because like we said, at the end of the day, don't nobody owe nobody nothing. But it's serious out here. People leaving every week. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be headstrong. You got to. You can't be out. Ain't no need to be out there just to be out there. And I'm being serious, yo. Get it going. Cause all you're gonna have left is a bunch of pictures and a bunch of stories. Cause they got to go. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much she love you, hold and say she wanna hold, she got to go, man. She got to go. I'm just being honest. I let everybody go free when I was in the county. Ain't no need of me standing on the phone, you lying, talking about you waiting on me. And he in there watching Sports Center, and you talking about you waiting on me. I ain't even called. I didn't even call nobody for no lies. Damn female tell you, when I was gone, did I blow him up? You ain't lying to me. Cause I done been there where I done been there where they've been lying to people where they in jail. So I know we ain't doing that. I ain't gonna do that. And I'm fine with it. Because I know if they were gone, I'm still out here. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind when you're moving around. It ain't even gonna matter how much you did for, you can't do it no more, baby. She ain't gonna be want to talk about how you used to get her hair done. Boy, she need that hair done now. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't ready for that, get away from that.